So I tried to be a little bit original here because we're used to having too many talks on startups, accelerators, blah, 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 blah. So I'm trying to make this a little bit different. This was a concept that we tried it like 6 or 7 months ago at Lean Camp, and it was really, really cool. I mean, a lot of people really enjoyed it, which is called the Aiki-Startup. So what is the Aiki-Startup notion? Well, I'll give you a brief for those of you that don't know me yet. I've been involved with many startup accelerators. I've done several companies. I used to work for the largest social network in Spain. At one point, I ended up being a VC. I don't know how. And I quitted all that stuff, started my own company. It's called Press42, like my third company. And I'm also editor for the Kernel magazine, which is a tech blog out of the UK. And I'm editor for Spain, Portugal, and South America, but I really like, I really write about whatever the fuck I want. So if you want to talk about that later, just give me a call. So first of all, I want to make sure that you don't get this wrong. I'm still a white belt on Aikido. Okay, I'm going to explain what Aikido is. So just don't really try this at home if I'm not here, because you will probably get hurt. The first thing that I want to kind of introduce is a lot of people don't really know what Aikido is and what it means. So Aikido is one of the youngest, if not the youngest martial art that came out of Japan, like in the 40s. Well, it started like in the 20s and evolved until the 60s something. And Aikido means it's basically a combination of 3 letters that's called Aikido. Do is the Japanese particle for the way. Okay, you have Judo, you have Karate Do, you have Taekwondo. So it's essentially the notion of this is not something you learn in a weekend, basically. And Aiki, it's a combination of 2 things. The ki is what Japanese call the energy that we have within us. They go very, very philosophical here, but essentially it's like the energy your body has. And I, the particle I, means the balance or the marrying the energy of the universe with your own energy. And I'll explain why basically that's a name for Aikido. So why Aikido? Why do we do Aikido? The first thing is, for many years I thought that, you know, I've been talking a lot about happiness. I've been talking a lot about how to be happy with your life, how to do what really makes you enjoy your life. And the first thing you need to understand is if you're doing a startup, like those of you that have worked at startups or have done startups or are doing startups, the first thing you really need when you do this is emotional balance. If you don't have emotional balance, you're going to have a very, very hard time. This is not about working 12-hour shifts during weekends too. You know, this is something you actually learn while you do many, many startups. The second one is professional balance. You really need to find that thing that makes you wake up in the morning every single day and you're really passionate about. So a lot of people actually stop here when it comes to their lives. They say, okay, you know, I have a partner, I really have emotional balance, and I have a great job. What I discovered recently, and I used to do a lot of exercise, but I recently discovered that to be fully happy, you really need to have a physical balance in your life. I do Aikido, other people do Tai Chi, other people run, other people just fight. I don't know, I don't really care what you do, but you should be doing something, some kind of exercise. So I know a lot of people in startups. I was recently talking with a very good friend of mine from Evernote. Who doesn't know Evernote? Raise your hand. A couple of people don't know Evernote. Okay, Evernote is a very, very cool application that allows you to take notes and take pictures like on the fly. Check them, they're mobile, they're web, they're everywhere. Well, it's a pretty big company, and I was talking with Alex, who is one of the kind of founders of Evernote, and he said like, wow, yeah, I work so many hours, and I said like, dude, you should take some rest, you should do some exercise. And he said like, yeah, I know this, but I don't have time. That's what a lot of people actually give as an excuse, is I don't have time to do exercise. The thing is that that's a reason why it's wrong, because you need to be able to take time off your company to do some exercise. So I started doing Aikido thanks to a friend. He said like, you're going to really enjoy this stuff. And I've always been into Japanese culture, but and I really like martial arts. But for me, martial arts has always been extremely like You know, you have to be really tough. You need to be really strong to do martial arts. And that's the only part of it that I don't like. I don't want to be like super trained to do stuff, you know. And when you grow older, you know, you cannot train as much as you can when you're a 20-year-old. The thing is that a friend of mine says, well, Aikido is really cool martial art because it's a martial art for fat people and old people, okay? If you're fat and you're old, you can actually do Aikido pretty well. You know, so that was kind of something that really got me thinking like this, I think I'm gonna like this. The story about Aikido is started many years ago with a family that was called Daito, and this was one of the most important representatives. This guy used to be feudal families in feudal Japan, so they used to be samurais. And so you need to understand, each family in Japan had like their own secret techniques to whack the enemy samurais. And this was probably one of the most prominent ones, and Takeda Sokaku was like the 20th century master of this family. They do a thing that's called jujutsu, which is essentially the translation of disarming someone that's trying to kill you just with your hands. So there were many moments during the war in Japan where, you know, you were disarmed and you needed to whack the guy that was coming with a katana to kill you. You know, so each family had like this amount of secret techniques. So O-sensei, Morihei Ueshiba, who was the founder of Aikido, used to train with this guy for many years. And Aikido kind of evolved from Daito Ryu to what we now know as Aikido. It has two very important periods. The first one was previously to the Second World War. And in traditional Japan, the guy was actually very active. He was in the war in China, and he was kind of extremely violent. A lot of people think about Aikido and say like, oh, this Aikido is the peace martial art. You know, we keep the peace and we dance around people and blah, blah, blah. During this period, Aikido was extremely violent. It was essentially about like getting you totally unconscious if you got anywhere near it, you know? After the Second World War, after the bombings of Japan by our dear Americans, things started to change drastically for O-sensei, and he lost like nearly all of his family during the war. And at one point he realized that he was getting old, and he needed to do some techniques that it didn't matter how old you were, but you would be able to do them. You know, so he was growing on. He said like, okay, I cannot use the same strength that I used to do before, so I need to kind of refurbish or restructure the techniques. So the second part of Aikido after the Second World War was way more like chilled out. It was way more efficient actually, because you didn't need any energy. So people say like, are you smoking some weed or something? Like you're mixing startups with Aikido. What does a martial art has to do with startups? Well, in the same way that samurais wanted to cut your head every time you were on the street, the same is true for startups in the marketplace. You know, every market is trying to kill a startup. So a lot of the techniques of redirecting energy and using the energy against the attacker can be used in the startup world. There's also a notion that sometimes you need to take on someone that's way bigger than you are. That's the beauty of Aikido. You know, the bigger you are, the harder you're going to hit the floor. Okay, I don't care how strong you are, the stronger you come attacking me, the faster you're going to go down. Well, the same notion is true for startups. Startups have very limited resources, and that means that they need to be able to take on market forces that are way stronger than they are. Okay, so the better you are at that, the better your startup is going to do. It's also this notion of, this is called a YouTube wave. And it's the notion in Aikido that we redirect the energy. I don't know if you ever heard this phrase like, be water, my friend. Well, that's the notion behind Aikido. The stronger you hit me, the stronger I'm going to redirect your energy, and it's going to hit you back. So it's actually funny when you try to do the techniques like slowly, they probably don't work that well. But when you do them really fast, they work fantastically well. You know, because you do the U-turn thing, and you kind of redirect the energy and go like, wow. And the thing we have in Aikido is the notion that most startups actually should know by now and should be really, really intimate with this, which is, you know, the universe is in constant change. Change is constant. It's the only constant thing we have. Like trying to do a business plan for a company and trying to think that nothing is going to change, it's a fallacy. In Aikido, we work with the same notion. Is I don't care who you are. I don't care how fast you can. My notion or my target is to try and adapt to the change that's coming to me. That's why actually Aikido is one of the few martial arts that doesn't have, I don't know if you've ever heard the notion of katas. Okay, katas is what you do like in judo or in karate, which is predefined movements of techniques. And people learn these things. For us, that's an aberration. Because you can do a kata, but if you hit someone that's stronger than you, or that's faster than you, or that's taller than you, when you put your punch here, like and someone is like over there, you're punching his solar plexus. You're actually not punching his face. Okay, so there's this notion of adaptation to your enemy that startups should be very, very intimate with, because that's how startups work. There was a commercial some years ago that featured Bruce Lee, and very beautiful phrase. He say, "Hey, you know what? Be water, my friend." The notion of water is very, very old in the Taoism religion, and the idea is you need to be adaptable. You need to be able to kind of move around things, move around objects, and that's a little bit of what we're going to see now with the startup thing. So after all this introduction, we're going to get really into the real thing. So we're going to start with something very, very similar. So I'm going to ask you, so I don't know if it's better, are you able to stand and get a little bit of space? I'm not going to force anyone to do this, but I highly recommend you that you do it. You're going to have a lot of fun. So if you can find a space, get a partner and find a little bit of space here. You can actually come in front here. We have a lot of space here. And I'm going to use David as my uke. So David, come here. Come up over here. Let's see if we can move this. No, I'm not going to hit you. Stand up. So this is very, very easy. It's not even a technique, okay? It's more of a notion of how you should start thinking about this. Just imagine that I'm going to take my watch off. There's not going to be no blood spill, don't worry. So this is a technique that, imagine I'm a robber, I'm trying to rob David, okay? And I have a knife in my hand, and I'm going to try to stab him, okay? The rational or the immediate reaction of a human being when you do that is the following. So if I try to stab you, what do you try to do? Well, yeah, you're going to fall there. So, okay, so I'm trying to stab. There he goes. He tries to grab me. He tries to stop me from attacking. So grab my wrist as if I'm trying to stab you. So the more force I exert towards him, like trying to kind of stab him, he does more energy in the other opposite direction, like fucking Newton. Okay. So the stronger I go there, the stronger he goes. But this is a problem when you go stronger with the market. Go stronger. The stronger he gets, no. Not that much. I'm not even pushing, dude. So the stronger I try to stab him, the stronger he gets stronger. But for me, it's easier to block him when he's strong there. The stronger he is, the easier it is for me with absolutely get strong. The easier it is to me to move him. You see, no energy. There's no energy. If I tell him, David, try to stop me, but don't get really rigid. Don't try to stop me that hard. Just be flexible. Let your arm and your shoulder actually absorb the energy. So it tries to stab him. Now, he's actually blocking me, but I cannot move him that easily. I can actually move him, but that's a different story. My point here is, and you're going to try this with your partner, and you'll switch sides. The notion here is, most startups do this when they're doing their product. They have a product, they have a strong energy against them, and instead of saying like, the stronger I am here, the more I'm getting whacked against the market, they keep trying to go against the market and they get hurt. And most of the companies actually end up dying because of this. So I want to really feel this notion of what happens when you go stronger. Okay, so just get with your partner. One of you is going to grab you. It's the same wrist, okay? For those of you, David, come with me. Those of you to see. No. Shh. Guys, slowly. It's the same wrist, okay? So it's not the other wrist. and one of you is trying to stab him, the other one try to be strong there, and so your partner has to be able to move you, okay? Come on, guys at the back, you can also do this. Come on. No, it's the other hand. Grab the other hand. No, it's the same side. Okay. No, you don't need to push. You just let her grab my wrist. No, the other one. So she's grabbing, okay? So I'm trying to stab her. She's doing force there, okay? And I move her. There you go, that's what you...
What you want to say is that you should be like very, very elastic and react to...
You need to be very flexible here. The more flexible you are, which is, by the way, I don't know if you've seen this, but this is not human reaction. The normal human reaction is to be strong, you know, and so this is like counter-human in terms that, hey, you know, you want to absorb. There you go, guys. Good. Okay, let's move to another technique. David, where are you? I need to whack you. Okay, so we were saying, okay, so if it cannot go straight against him because he's stronger than I am, so that's my problem. You know, I'm tiny. I'm kind of strong, but you know, if someone like the size of Paul tries to hit me, he's probably going to whack my head off. Okay, so you need to be very intelligent about this kind of notion of energy redirection. So if David is grabbing me here, and we've said, actually we're going to do it here because we're going to move. Can you see here? Yeah. Okay, so if I'm trying to stab him there, I'm not going to be able to do it. Okay, so grab me strong enough. There you go. So this is a notion that we call in Japanese called tenkan, which is like the word in English would be pivoting. And this is what startups should be doing. So instead of going against him, he's strong there, I'm going to go around him. Okay, so, hey, I cannot go that way. Okay, I'll pivot, I'll go this way. Okay, you know what? Now he's actually pretty fucked up over there, okay? So he's really on a really bad position. Actually, I'm right now at his back, and I can do a lot of dirty things when I'm behind him. But the whole notion, that was an unfortunate quote.
No demo.
No demo. So what you're going to try to do, it's again, the same side, you grab the wrist of your partner, and your notion is, instead of going against him, I'm going to pivot. So this feet is going to go there, and I'm going to go around him. Okay, so I'm going to go around him, and I'm going to stay like very close to him, like hip against hip. That way I actually can fuck him around here, okay? Again, on the hip. Okay, so this is very easy. The problem is, the stronger he is, don't grab too strong. I mean, if he grabs me very strong, I'm gonna fuck him because I'm better than he is. But if this is the first time you do it, don't try and grab them like extremely strong. But try to do this with both sides, change partners, and try how you can do this. Come on, guys, this is easy. This is like fucking Aikido 101, guys. Come on, don't be lazy. I know it's very early, but... make sure you have space to rotate, okay? If you do it next to the chair, you're not gonna have space to rotate. No, she got it. It's the same side, and you rotate to their side very slowly. You don't need to do it fast. This is not about doing it fast. More or less. Okay, come here. I'm going to show you. Let's show the Turkish contingent here how we do this. Does it work, guys? I'm not seeing any rotation over there. Okay. No. Grab the same side. Okay. This is not about being guys. This is not about being strong. You're not trying to whack him. You just need to move it around. So step with your feet over there. Now who's attacking? Okay. You step with your feet there. Okay. Now you just need to, and this is the funny part, you need to rotate at the same time, but do not contract your arm. So essentially, you're moving like a doll. Have you ever seen like these dancing dolls that go like this? Well, that's what you need to. That's what you need to do, rotating to his side. There you go. There you go. Well, you don't need to go that far. So if you lose his back, I mean, if I'm over here, like I cannot see my attacker. Okay, that's fucked up. I need to be really close to him. So you just need to stop on his side. Do the same. There you go. The closer your hip is to him, the better. But my point with this exercise, thank you very much, guys. But my point with this exercise is that this is what startups should be doing. This is the notion that in lean startup, that probably some of you have heard about, is what's called pivoting your startup. Is, hey, you know, when I cannot go straight against the market, I'll go around the market. If I have a problem, don't obsess with going against the problem. Try to find a way to go around the problem. I know this is stupid, but when you actually do this in an exercise way and on a physical way, you'll see that we humans by nature try to go against the force. Don't try to go against the force. Try to go around the force. Okay, this one is going to be a little bit harder. Okay, David, come with me. This is what we call Somenuchi Ikkyo. Somenuchi is the word for what the samurais used to do with their sword. So the attacking, I'm going to explain this so you get it. When you attack a samurai warrior, they're protected. And there's only very few places you can actually hit them with a sword to actually make them, to hurt them. Basically, the first one is in the face. So you need to attack them to the face. And the other one is in between their helmet and the rest of their protections, which is like this area of your neck. So there's two attacks in Aikido and in most martial arts, which are called Somenuchi Ikkyo and Yokomenuchi, which is Somenuchi is the attack, the frontal attack to your face, and the Yokomenuchi is the attack to your neck. Okay, so we're going to do the Somenuchi. You're going to learn how to do this. This is very easy, okay? We'll take it slow, okay?
Thanks.
I don't know if do you hear me if I don't have the mic? I'll try to do it with the mic. Okay, so my hand is going to be a sword, okay? So essentially, your feet, can you see my feet from there? Our feet are going to be in the same position. There you go. So my hand, the one that has the left foot behind me, is going to be the sword. So I'm going to advance with my feet and my hand, and I'm going to try and whack him in the face. Okay, slowly. So essentially, the first thing you need to do is raise your sword. It's going to go like to your central part of your body. You raise it, then I move my feet, and I try to discharge this in front of him. Don't do it very close, because then you don't have enough space. So it should be enough space so that I move around. Stay in front of me. No, I'm not going to push you. Don't worry. So it has to be enough space so that when I hit him, I basically hit him like right here in the face with the final part of my hand. If you're too close, you're going to whack him like with half of your arm. That's not the point. Okay, actually, the sharpest part of the katana is the final end. Okay, the final part of the blade. So you have to hit him like this. Okay, that's easy. And what we're going to do is, Ikkyo is what in Japanese calls the first lecture, or the first learning. It's the first technique you ever learn in Aikido. And it's probably the hardest technique to learn. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to do this very, very slowly, is you're going to attack me. Okay, try. Go ahead.
Where's the sword?
Oh, your sword is in your hand.
I want a real one.
Oh, no, you don't want a real one. Trust me. Okay, so you're going to attack me like that. Okay. Yeah, it's the back foot. There you go. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to block him as he tries to discharge his arm. Okay, so raise it, try to discharge. So I'm going to block him here. Okay, and at this point, what I'm going to do, Ikkyo is what we call control through the elbow. We have different types of control in Aikido, so I'm going to try to control his body through his elbow. You just walk with me because we're doing this very slow, okay? So the next thing is my hand. If you see our feet are like one in front of the other one, my hand is going to come from the back. It's going to grab his elbow here. And what he's going to do is he's going to go that way. So just play with me here. I'm going to go like this. No, don't try to move. No, the thing is that when you do this very slowly, it's tempting to, you are able to walk backwards, okay? In a real fight, you don't have that time. So just stay there and try to follow the push I'm putting at you. Okay, so he's going to go like there. He normally, at this point, he's totally unbalanced. Okay, the more I push there, the more he's going to go off balance. So I'm keep control of his elbow here. And once he's here, he's down. Get slightly down. I don't want to hurt him. So I have control from here, and the moment he's like this, I can do whatever I want with him. Okay, so normally what we do is we finish on the floor, and I'm going to do this with David. Poor David, he's going to be like this, and we don't want him to be here, like, poor thing. Okay, come on, applause to. No, just come a second. I'm not going to do it again. No, I'm going to repeat it a second time so you actually grasp the notion. Okay, try to attack me again, because I have my guard. There you go, okay, go for me. I block him here, okay? And then I grab his elbow and try to go against him. Okay, if he's very strong here, he's actually very strong. Okay, try to be a little bit more relaxed so I can do this. No, I can do it, but the stronger he is, the more it's going to hurt. So you can be strong if you want to get hurt. But the point is, once he's here, just whack him and try to walk that way. Just walk, and he just follows you, okay? Don't try to get him to the floor. Okay, so let's do this final one. Come on, guys. This one's a little harder. Come on, guys. This is not that hard. There you go. Wow. Wow, we have some Aikido guys here. There you go. No, yeah. I mean, try to do it slowly. First block, then grab the elbow. There you go, and then you redirect the energy. Okay? Not too many players over there at the back. Come on, guys, you can do this. Okay. Oh, there we go. Whoa, the German there. Ben is awesome. Do it again, please. Come on, no, do it again. Show them how you do this. Come on, let's go see the attack. He blocks. He moves it. There you go. Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so the notion here is this attack is very complicated for a very simple reason. It really depends at what time the arm is hitting you. So it's a matter of timing. So depending on the timing, you do one technique or another one. Today we did a very simple technique, but depending on at what point I actually react to your attack, I can do one thing or the other one. This is the same thing with startups. There's a lot of startups that they keep thinking that they should use the same tools, they should use the same frameworks, they should use the same techniques no matter what happens. And this is wrong. We saw before that the notion here is to adapt to change. So the point is, hey, you know, if the conditions change, you need to adapt to it, and you need to do a different technique every time. And this is the reason why Aikido is so extremely hard, specifically this technique, which is the first one you learn. It's like, if I do it with someone that's stronger than I am, the speed and the way I execute it is different. If I don't react in time, it's going to be different too, okay? I'm just going to finish this with, I had another technique where we don't have time. This is, actually, I don't know if you know this, but Steven Seagal, who's a terrible actor at really shitty movies. No. He's a fucking bad actor. But that being said, he's probably one of the most incredible Aikido masters, and that was the reason why he did the first movie in the first place. Okay, so if you ever see him fighting around, well, that's real. The hits he does, they're not stunts. People are fly like that. So I wanted to show you like what a real black belt is able to do, and not this puny thing I tried to do here, okay? So I'm gonna play you a video, if I'm able to find it. There you go. You see it? Okay. This is my, whoops. This is my dojo, okay? This is the dojo in Sevilla we train. That was what we did. That's what we did.
The guy with the long hair is a startup, yeah?
Yeah, of course. That guy is actually amazing. He's a black belt also. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope that next time when you think about your startup and trying to get against a big force, you remember this stuff, okay? So you have my info here. I'll probably upload the presentation later, but the important thing I think is the practicing stuff. Just don't try this at home, really. They're gonna kick your ass. Okay, thank you very much, guys.